slowly and coherently, I hope. Number one, the Columbia College Academic Senate is proud to report the Academic Senate elections have opened this week for the following positions. For a new Academic Senate President-elect, currently Pam Garris-Schmidt. Let's give her a hand. She's our acting President-elect. She's going to do a fantastic job, and she says she can't wait to get up here and speak to everyone. We also have an opening for a new curriculum chair as well as a representative to the College Council, and I'd like to wish all of them the best of luck. Second thing I'd like to talk about is several members of the Academic Senate Council will be attending spring plenary in April in San Francisco as part of the college's initiative to further promote the professional development of its faculty and the participatory governance processes. Okay. Also, the Academic Senate, in partnership with the College Council and District Council, have been consistently committed to finding creative avenues to help students stay on their academic pathways. Part of this mission requires the collective help of others, as Alan addressed earlier, as well as some of our other students. Recently, we have all been taking a look at barriers that exist which hinder student learning. Some of the issues that have come to our attention are homelessness, hunger, and hygiene, including a lack of access to clean and proper fitting clothing, all of which can be tremendous barriers to student learning and retention. As part of our mission to address such issues, we have pooled our resources and have come up with possible solutions to some of these educational barriers. Today, I want to take the time to introduce you to Lorene Campana, the coordinator of health services at Columbia College, as well as Rebecca Morgenstern, a Master of Public Health student, to briefly discuss the status of the food insecurity at Columbia College, in which Alan addressed. Both Lorene and Rebecca have made presentations before our Senate Council, as well as our full Academic Senate. Therefore, I wanted them to give you a brief synopsis of their findings.
Well, they get that together. Thank you, Nate. And it really feels like there's quite a theme here going tonight of us really understanding the barriers, the basic needs barriers, the social barriers that are interfering with our students' academic success. And yes, I'm Lorene Campana, the coordinator of health services, and I want to give you where the thread comes from, why Rebecca is here and why I'm here. I have a master's in public health. I became certified as a preceptor at San Jose State University, Master's in Public Health program, as a request from some of our local students trying to find a local preceptor. There actually aren't a lot of folks with an MPH in our area. And this is a role that I will say is supported greatly by our administration, these interesting, unique connections to find ways to serve our students. Rebecca Morgenstern is the third MPH intern we've had at the college working on some amazing public health programs. She's a registered nurse at the Tuolumne County Public Health Department, and she's also the graduate student at San Jose. Rebecca has chosen to work on food insecurity to advance the work that's already been done at Columbia College. Columbia has been at the forefront of a movement that's blanketing the state, that is addressing basic needs as they interfere with our California Community College students' academic success. We were early adopters of having a food bank as a campus-wide effort, and we are now a model for other colleges. We've presented at the inaugural statewide Basic Needs Summit that was held last spring. I know you will be impressed and grateful, as I have been, for the work of Rebecca, and I'm going to turn it to her so she can show you a snapshot of what she's done for us.
Thank you, Lorene. So we've heard several mentions of food insecurity tonight, which we define as having a lack of consistent access or a limited access to a safe and healthy food supply. Back in November of 2018, Lorene and I conducted a survey here on campus of 325 students. We visited 18 classrooms and also utilized SurveyMonkey to assess their level of food insecurity and also utilization and use or awareness of various resources available to them. We found that at least 27 to 35% of Columbia College students experience food insecurity. And I'd like to note that our survey only assessed their access to food, not the safety or the quality of their food. We also found that only 9% of students have ever visited the campus food bank. And by looking at student surveys, we found that many students who are food insecure don't see themselves as needing to visit the food bank. We also learned that students are embarrassed or shy about needing to use the food bank, and that's a barrier for them. As was just mentioned, the California Community Colleges recently participated in the national #RealCollege survey, and the results were released last week. A few of their notable findings were that 52% of California community college students said that they couldn't afford to eat balanced meals, and they worried that their food supply may run out. 12% hadn't eaten for an entire day during the previous month. And overall, 7 in 10 students experienced food insecurity or housing insecurity or homelessness during the previous year, with some experiencing multiple. So what are we doing about this? After we conducted the survey and learned these things, we started a marketing campaign here on campus because we found that one barrier was that some students weren't even aware that there was a food bank on campus. Some students knew about it, but they didn't know the essential details needed in order to actually use it. And we're also promoting off-campus resources that are available to students. And we're presenting various learning opportunities, such as a collaboration with the Nutrition for Chefs class. Culinary students created some wonderful recipes that use foods that are frequently found in the food bank, and then we're actually going to put those recipes in the food bank for our visitors to take home with them. And lastly, this slide was presented at the Academic Senate meeting just last week, but we thought it was important to share it with you as well. We're asking professors and staff to understand that food insecurity and homelessness impact physical and mental health, and they also impact academic success. And so thank you, and thank you to Nate for this time.
Thank you. I just want to thank Lorene and Morgan for taking the time out of their schedule to come to our Senate Council meeting as well as our Academic Senate meeting and to be here before the board. I truly appreciate both of you. To help in this collective charge, our Senate was also able to reach out to a local business, Sarah's Dry Cleaners in Oakdale. And Sarah's Dry Cleaners in Oakdale has recently bought out what I believe is called Winfield Cleaners, or was formerly Winfield Cleaners in Sonora. And so what happened was they closed down the storefront, but they offered delivery service for dry cleaning and cleaning. And so what Sarah's Dry Cleaning is offered to do is to provide economically disadvantaged students from Modesto Junior College as well as Columbia College with the following 3 things. Number 1, they've offered free wash and fold service, okay? And the way that works is students will be given 2 bags. They will bring their dirty laundry to, I believe it's Shannon or Sharon's Haircutters in Sonora. I sent it out in an email to a lot of people, okay? And what will happen is they'll bring their dirty laundry to the barbershop. The barbershop will deliver it on Wednesdays to the dry cleaning. You come back the following week with your other bag that's dirty, and you'll have folded and washed clean clothes in the bag that they deliver to you. So they've offered to do that free of charge, okay? They've also offered to do free hemming. So for students who cannot afford clothing, okay, and they take whatever they can get, they offered to hem clothes. That way, you know, they don't go to school and are not embarrassed, or if they go for a job interview, if they have clothes that are a little too big, they can shrink them up a little for them, or, you know. And so I thought that was really nice. So that's the second thing they've offered. They've also offered free clothing once a month. So, you know, over time, you know, 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months, when people don't pick up their laundry, they've also offered students that opportunity to come. And so now it's a matter of going back to the district council and talking, you know, the leadership of Dr. Young and everyone else to come up with ways that we can advertise that without putting them out of business, you know, so that people are reasonable. But I can't thank Sarah's Dry Cleaners enough. I think that's an incredible service that's available now in Oakdale and Sonora, and we truly appreciate them partnering with us to help eliminate another barrier to student success as well. And finally, here we go. Okay, the Columbia College men's basketball team had a fantastic and exciting basketball season. The Claim Jumpers finished 21-8 and earned a 3C2A playoff berth as the number 10 seed in Northern California. Ultimately, the Claim Jumpers came up short and lost to Yuba College in the second round of the playoffs, but they made us proud all season. Personally, I'd like to thank all of our coaches, players, and especially the staff. You know, we have volunteer staff and, people like Karen Iacovetti, Dave Iacovetti, Ron Fumar, Sarah Mitchell, Joey Partridge. We have an incredible staff, that Raylene even helps. Raylene Juarez, she helped take the team up to Yuba. And so I can't thank the people who make volleyball and basketball happen up here. They're truly special people. And I'd just like to wish all of our young men the best of luck as they complete their academic term at Columbia College and move forward. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey Nate, great presentation. I'm so happy that Curtis ceded his time to you to let you do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, Curtis.
Now you'll have to suffer through two presentations. Good evening, trustees, Chancellor Young. First, I'd like to welcome our new MJC president. Welcome, President Hupes. He's been here, almost 2 weeks already, and he has done the rounds. He came and sat with the executive of the Academic Senate last Thursday for an hour and a half, and then spent 2 hours in our Academic Senate meeting. To say that we laughed and talked